Hi, back with Yarnies was episode 3 of a unique winter hat. Alrighty, I'm gonna set it up. Alrighty, we're on the next step of our unique winter hat. And we got this part done, casting on, doing our ribbing up to 3.5, did our second part where we did this, and we did our 9 or 10 rows of plain. Now we're on the pattern, and it's every other. We do pattern 2 of the solid and 2 of the variegated. Opposite of this one, I'll show you. And here we go. We're diving right in. And so I got to go back just a little bit because I knitted a little too far in the beginning because I just wanted to make sure I was not going to fall off or anything. So just to verify anything, hope everyone's doing great and everything, and are excited to get this project on a ball. And I hope you can see what I'm doing here, because I have what I think I know how it would work, the other part. But anyway, I think I'm right where I need to be, right here. I think so. So I'm going to go up here and make sure. Let me see here. Let me count this. All right, gotta take that one. We're right where we need to be. So I need to fix one of my balls of yarn that got unwound. Give me a sec. So now I got our solid is our pattern piece, and I'm going to bring it up here like this. And it's going to drag just a little bit, but make sure it's not too taut or you're going to have a hard time wearing it. So just a little bit up. You're going to go to your first. I like to take our main color that we're using right here, hold it out like this, bring this up and bring it over top of it so it's underneath like this. If you can see what I'm doing here, go like this. Then we're going to go up here into the stitch and just knit 2 of our solid color here. And then we're going to come back with our main color here, and we're going to go top of this one, like over top like this. And we're going to do that every 2 stitches because that makes it lock in. And if you had more like 3 or 4 stitches you'd have done, then you're going to still lock it. But that's not a pattern we're doing today. So right here, we're going to go, see how I'm holding it in this, my pattern yarn is in my left hand, and my main color is my right hand. We're going to keep our pattern yarn in our left hand. We're going to bring our main color over and knit 2. Then we're going to switch our hands and have our pattern color in our right hand and our main color in our left hand. And we're going to knit 2 with our pattern color. Switch our hands with the yarn. And sometimes move this. Now our main color's in our right and our pattern color is in our left. So you're going to do that all the way across the row. You may follow along with me or pause and do it till you get to the end. But then I'll tell you what we're doing for the next row. Alrighty. I'll see you when we get back with this row's done. And you may like how I am doing it because it's very slow and steady and with the pace of everything, and so people can follow along really well. Can follow along very well, and we'll be able to see progress. And reason why I don't record all of it and then put my videos out one and then another one, because I like to do it the day of I get that part done, and it just makes it more fun and exciting because then you guys are waiting for the next video, and it makes it more fun for me. You probably saw me early in the video and my hair was a little wet because I had a shower, but that's just, everyone has their life and they record. Even if you don't have to look 100% when you record, no way Jose, because it's not anything professional by all means. But some people do think so. And they have to get all glassy up and all prestige just to record. And I just find that not really natural. And people like watching videos that are just people being themselves and not doing all this stuff that I'd call, it may not be fake, but you might be adding things or doing things or looking a certain way just to put your content out, and that's not what you want to do in any video. Even if you're doing crafts or you're doing something that has to do with like knitting or whatnot, and you need to show your face for a minute or so, or you're going to show your face the whole time. Some people think, oh, I have to look a certain way, or if people see me, they won't like me if I don't look a certain way on there. But that's not true. People will watch you because of the content you make, not because of the way you look. And if that's the case, they're doing it because of the way you look, then that is weird. But it looks like I'm getting there to where I need to be. And I think I forgot how I was doing it before. Not before, I mean how I was doing it so I wouldn't get my yarns, tangled. So I'm going to figure it out, and then I'll figure it out. That's how I did it. I'd only use my solid color as the wraparound, and then just, yeah, I see. So sometimes you might get twists in your yarn. Just untangle it from what you're doing. That's why I just move each little ball of yarn away from making it so it won't get twisted. It makes it more easier, so you don't have to worry about having to untangle it. So just a little tip to let you know. Some people won't do patterns like this because of the way the yarn gets twisted, and I can see why, but you got to do what I'm doing, where you're just taking the yarns and moving them. It may give a lot, may make a lot of work, but that's just how I find it to be more simple. And cohesive in the pattern. And the first row of doing this may take a little bit because you're just starting with your pattern here and you haven't really got the hang of it. And if you have done this stuff before, it may be a little quicker for you. But when I'm not here just sitting here thinking about it or doing it for a video, I tend to just go really fast. So it all depends on the atmosphere, the vibe, and whatnot. But I find it more relaxing making up my own patterns, but I already generally know what size head men are, and then kids is a little more easier, and then adult women, or in between sometimes, but depends on the style of the hat too. But not all hats are equal, just like people aren't all equal. And I know I have done some videos where it has God in it, and to let you know, if you like that, let me know, because I'll put a little like verse in here and there into my knitting, crocheting videos instead of a whole long like sermon type thing, because maybe we'll talk about that little verse, but that's very little, not a whole like sermon type or moment, because that takes up part of my video that it's not is, because you want to get into your project, and I can always do that kind of thing at the end because people can look forward to it, and then there'll be like a breath of fresh air and relaxing of that nature. So I came to the end. I'm just going to do my two main colors right here, because we started with our pattern yarn here. Our pattern yarn's still over here like this. I hope I'm catching all of this in my camera, because I can't really see it when it records. That's why I might need to get a mirror that reflects my camera view, so I can see from the mirror right here on the wall, like a little one or something. Because I don't have like they do on other cameras where you find where you can see yourself a little bit. Because some people are like, oh, I'm using that instead of a mirror. But I don't, because I record from my tablet. So now we have that first row done. And we're going to repeat the same thing on this row again. And then we're going to switch it on the third row. So just repeat this again all the way around. And then we're going to, when you're done with that, I can show you the next row of what we're doing so it will work out. And just repeat this row all the way around. Like you did on the first pattern part. So a few more stitches left to go. So I'm almost here to go on my third row to show you our next pattern part. Now, we're almost there, so we're going to do the opposite for our pattern part. So we got it to the end of the round right here. And so what we're going to do is we ended with our pattern color here. And what we're going to do is start with our pattern color. And it might make you feel messed up. You won't be because you'll be going opposite. And use that for 2 rounds. Do that for 2 rounds of opposite. Then we're going to knit how many rows in between? 6 rows in between. Then we're going to do our pattern color for 2 rounds. Then I'll see you back to the top of the hat. All right, catch you later then. Bye.